Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Thursday, September 28th. It's Week 5 in college football, and we are talking with Joe Gavazzi from JoeGavazziSports.com about a selection of games that go on Saturday. Right now, we're going to take a look at a very, very interesting one. Florida State against Wake Forest. Of course, Florida State starting off the year 0-2. They lost DeAndre Francois, a big loss there at quarterback. So things have not gone well for Florida State so far in this young season, but of course, you know they're a supremely talented team. They're going to bounce back at some point, at least to a certain degree. Does that mean they're a good bet here against Wake Forest, though, in Week 5 on the road? I'm not exactly sure. They're a 7 or 7.5 point road favorite, so they're still getting a lot of line respect. And Wake Forest usually plays Florida State pretty tight, but this is a particularly good version of Wake Forest this year. They've been great against the spread, given some really impressive results. They have a great quarterback who's very effective. And Florida State, you know, they have some injuries. Their top receiver is banged up. I'm not sure if he's going to play. They do have now a freshman quarterback who's showing some good signs, but still playing his first road game here. And they're given 7 or 7.5 points. So I'm expecting Florida State to bounce back at some point this year. Not quite sure if this week is the week that I want to look for a cover from them. What's your take on this game, Joe?
Buy in now while the value is still there. And what I can only consider to be my faux versus faux real game of the week. Each week I pick out a team and mention to you whether I think they're faux, phony, or faux real. In this case, we have each of them operative. If I told you at the start of the season that one of these teams is going to be undefeated and one would be winless, well, you would certainly think that would be Florida State, and that they would be a favorite in the area of 14 to 17 points. Now it's Florida State, who's 0-2, lost starting quarterback Francois, have been interrupted by Hurricane Irma, and have lost to #1 Alabama, really no shame there, and to an underrated NC State team who has outstanding line play on both sides of the ball. They now come to a Wake Forest team where they will start freshman quarterback Blackman, making his first start on the road, but not at a really venue that's going to threaten him a lot in the Pines of North Carolina. Wake Forest is off to a 4-0 Sioux start. We'll see how long that lasts based on a schedule of just ball-busting ACC teams in the next 5 weeks. But those first 4 games have indeed been against powers such as Presbyterian, Boston College, Utah State, and last week, Appalachian State, a game in which they were outgained by the Mountaineers, 494 to 344, but survived only because of a blocked field goal in the waning seconds. Wake Forest is your faux team here. Florida State is faux real, and that will play out in this contest today. Wow. Take a Florida State minus the 7 for me in the faux or faux real game of the week.
Very, very thorough and convincing analysis there. Joe Gavazzi, it is a split line, 7 or 7.5. Bookmaker, BetDSI, UAsia, a few other places all have 7. So Joe Gavazzi recommending a play on Florida State -7, -115. I might tail you on that one, Joe. We'll see. Obviously, a big bounce back for Florida State is going to happen at some point this year. Might be this week against Wake Forest with a margin win and cover. Joe Gavazzi from JoeGavazziSports.com. Give a plug for your website.
It is JoeGavazziSports.com, and if you click on the big yellow button, Point Spread Prognosis, you'll see what all the fuss is about. College games have gone 60% the previous 2 years, 60% the last 3 weeks, and last week, 10-4 against the spread. This faux or faux real game is part of the Point Spread Prognosis, and you need to be involved. Click on the big yellow button, Point Spread Prognosis, at JoeGavazziSports.com.
Nice, Joe. Thanks. Well, this episode of The Odds Couple is over. But if you give us a like and click SBR's logo at the bottom of the screen to subscribe, then you'll get all the upcoming videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget to take advantage of our website. There's free picks, live betting lines, and sportsbook reviews and ratings guides, and a whole lot more. Check it out now.